Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Shields. This is my special Next to Media series focused on the YouTube ecosystem. Is sponsored by ViewPlanner. We're here at Cannes. I'm here with Ryan Stern. She's the co-founder and CEO of Collectively. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I love talking to you about this space because you've been in it early and really have seen it shape up. Let's talk about short. In terms of YouTube, they are really talking about the success of shorts, even on television. It's obviously that sort of race to emulate the TikTok experience between Reels, Shorts, and YouTube and TikTok. How do you assess the short form race right now in terms of share? And does it matter to brands whether these are all quote unquote TikTok wannabes or what?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first and foremost, I think Collectively always thinks platform agnostic in the way we imagine where to place brand content and creator partnerships. And so the most important question is, who are you trying to reach? Where is a way to reach them? TikTok has been really the darling of short form video.
Sure.
It's undeniable. However, right now, we are seeing a bit of a shift. Our clients are asking us to think about connected YouTube short strategies even more.
Interesting.
And I think there's an opportunity to connect with a pattern we're seeing in the creator space to really lean into YouTube overall as a multi-channel platform. So whether that's, their podcast being distributed in long form video on their channels and really thinking cross-platform. So how are snippets of that showing up, not only on Reels, but on TikTok, and bringing back to the core YouTube programming. That ecosystem is getting more defined. And I think...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I've heard mixed things from the creator perspective. It's hard to sum up how all creators think, right? But some don't love shorts. They really prefer quote unquote long form, which is like 5-10 minute videos. So they use them as promotional vehicles.
Yeah.
And I've heard the same about brands. They're like, I don't know how to fit into this very short, contained experience.
Yeah.
What is your take on either of those?
I think it's an important aspect of really teasing out and hooking new audiences on your programming. And I think when done correctly, it can be really effective. And I think that we're going to see a lot more creativity to how to do that well as more creators experiment with it. So I do think that it is a little controversial with creators who maybe haven't figured out quite how it makes sense for them yet, or maybe it isn't making sense for them, but we might continue to see that change and evolve.
Can a brand tell a good story in that tight amount of time, or does it have to use it to connect it to something else?
That's a good question. I do think, yes, you can tell a good story in a connected time. It's a different strategy. It requires precision storytelling and a lot of creativity in how you're going to land a message or land a hook. It's a little bit like trailers. You have to really think about the time and space you have and how you're going to bring an interesting hook into that experience to then drive back into the full reveal.
That's a good analogy. All right, total left turn here, but we're at Cannes. Obviously, creators are really ever present, but retail media is here. It has been in a big way. You're definitely seeing, it seems like YouTube wants to be bigger player in shopping. I don't know if they're going as far as TikTok, where they're really trying to build out like a full end-to-end platform. How would you assess that race and like where shopping fits?
Yeah, I think they're smart to think about features that are additive, and we are seeing our creators adopt some of those. So we've seen creators who are integrating their ebooks or their cookbooks into cooking content and driving into accessibility to just go ahead and purchase that right there. Same with products, hair products. We have a creator who launched his hair product line, really incorporates that into many of his how to get or, how to have great hair. And so we're seeing creators adopt that. And again, I think like from a consumer perspective, like you want to be able to have the option in all these different platforms if you want to go ahead and connect to commerce and make a purchase. And so I think that they've done a nice job updating a lot of those features and rolling that out. And we're seeing adoption where it makes sense.
I have a lot of hair creators I'm really into these days. Follow them closely. I want to ask you, the YouTube story lately has been about their growth in CTV, right? And then they're competing for TV money. I wonder if there seem to be these two worlds of social video budgets and TV budgets. Is YouTube still competitive in social videos? Does that make sense? Do they want to aspire to be in that mobile category?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you say there's like these two different budgets. I see them converging a little bit more. I think that content and programming needs to be thought of for all channels. And so there should be a social budget or a social format aspect to any production. And how that is getting distributed, promoted, cut down. You need to have it in every ecosystem. And so I do see that continuing to be really important. I think in programs where we engage our clients to do shorts or YouTube programming, and then we take pieces of that and put it in paid, it always overperforms.
Okay.
So we are seeing from a performance perspective in one recent campaign, we saw a almost 600% increase in views. Week over week after adding our creator-led assets into the YouTube paid mix.
Interesting.
Which is huge. So again, like connecting these little like moments of magic that creators can produce and then bringing that into your media ecosystem, I think is underdeveloped within the YouTube ecosystem today. So I think we're going to see that
that's something that you're going to see more of.
Prominent, whereas it's very common table stakes now that if you're doing an influencer campaign, creator campaign, you're getting cut downs, you're getting that into your media even more quickly than even a year ago. And so I think we're going to continue to see that happen within the YouTube media side of the creator content programming.
That's going to be part of the playbook going forward.
Yeah.
Anything else you've noticed here that you think stands out?
Yeah, one thing that's standing out to me really is Reddit, and they have advanced some of the ways that brands can engage and participate in their platform. And I see some really interesting opportunities for creators to engage these incredibly just rich, engaged communities through some of their newer advertising products, which we're learning more about. Our brands are asking a bit more about. So I think community is so valuable. It never lost its value, but even more today, the authenticity and success of the Reddit conversations and communities, I think, is something that we're paying very close attention to and thinking about how we can play more with that space.
You're seeing they've got a big deal as part of Google's AI push and search. Like they're really going to be present in that space where, in a way you might not have expected a few years ago.
And then the other thing we're thinking about at collectively in partnership with the Brand Tech Group is how search or how people are learning about brands and how in some of these language models there's opinions about brands. And so how are creators shaping and driving
it's going to change things.
The opinion of your brand? And so being able to listen to that and then support additional content or programming that reinforces like the perception of your brand with AI essentially is
that's a whole new skill people have to learn.
A whole new place that we're going to go, and I think creators are going to be an incredibly big piece of that picture.
Last thing, we're here at Cannes. I'd have to ask you, what are you either excited about either hearing and seeing here or looking forward to maybe for this we should follow for the second half of this year?
Yeah, again, it's interesting that we're talking here about YouTube because I really think that we're seeing creators flex into some different content strategies and how they're thinking about new retail and commerce features plus shorts and really developing that out for themselves. I think there's always a little bit of the fear of the TikTok ban and what that's going to mean or not mean, but there is a bit of, I see, plan B strategies around.
You are seeing some of that. Like, what do we do if
experimenting, creators understanding that channel a little bit more, and what if there is, a shift or a change at all? Then I think creators really want to be prepared to jump on other platforms successfully if there's any limited access. So we see that anxiety a little bit more on the creator side, but brand communities also are interested in just making sure that we have a really strong multi-platform strategy should there be any major shifts to algorithms or feature sets.
I mean, if you ask the news category, it's dangerous to rely on one platform for any business, right?
Precisely. And so I think the creators who understand as content creators, we create, we market, we connect on all platforms in different ways. Those are the creators who really are going to diversify their revenue strategies, have access to the most brand partnerships, and even be able to tailor what that looks like in each environment. So
terrific stuff, Ryan. Thanks for your time here. Good talking to you.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's always great to be with you and connect on this.